Hello listeners, and welcome to the second program in our series, Let's Learn Home Economics, which are produced for grade 9 learners and everybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Queen Kangotwi. Today we will learn about adolescence. Please have a pen and notebook ready so that you can make note of the important point. Remember, there is always a quiz at the end of the program, so don't forget to take part. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define adolescence, describe the changes in adolescence, explain how HIV and AIDS can affect the development of an adolescent.
Miss Lempy, I have been experiencing so many changes on me and I'm failing to understand why.
My dear, do you know of a stage called adolescence? Well, that is the stage you are currently in.
Adolescence? Is that something I'm supposed to be worried about, miss?
No, Kaylee. Well, adolescence is a transitional period between puberty and adulthood in human development. This mostly extends over teenage years.
Meaning during this period I am more likely to experience various changes. Would you please describe to me some of the changes I am mostly likely to go through?
Yes, my dear. We have physical changes that you may have noticed, such as development and growth of breast, hips, getting wider, growth of pubic hair, as well as the start of monthly periods and many others.
Do these changes only happen in girls or is it also applicable in boys too?
Yes, my dear, in both. But with boys, it's more different. I can give you like growth of pubic hair and facial. Voices become deeper, growth of the reproductive organs which happen in both girls and boys start to produce sperm as well.
I have also been experiencing some emotional problems. Is that also one of the changes I'm likely to go through, miss?
Yes, that's one of the changes. There may be some emotional changes for boys and girls. Interaction with family, friends and peers change during this period.
Which other changes am I still more likely to go through during the adolescence change?
Well, you may start to notice that you rarely want to spend your time with the family and more time with friends. You may feel wanting more freedom and independence. You may start to see life differently and you will start to question some of the things. These are also intellectual changes, whereby adolescents experiences various intellectual changes and start to think differently.
I clearly understand some of these changes now, but are there any other effects that adolescence is likely to go through?
As you may have learned that humans reproduce. Well, reproduction is mostly likely to start during this period. Well, after the start of puberty and before the first menstrual period, a pregnancy can take place, but usually occurs after the onset of monthly periods. This is now when teenage pregnancy are mostly likely to occur.
Miss, would you please explain more on that?
Yes, my dear. Teenage pregnancy is defined as a pregnancy in females under the age of 20. Most teenagers are not physically ready to cope with a pregnancy, and often these are physical complications. This is why it is good if teenagers use protection if they indulge in sexual activities. But it is better if they keep away from such activities and wait until adulthood.
I fully understand everything you said now, and they are really helpful. But if I may ask, what other factors can affect adolescence?
That's a good question, Kelly. There's HIV and AIDS, which is one of the major problems.
How does HIV and AIDS affect the development in adolescence?
This is how it affects development in adolescence. Adolescents with parents that have died of HIV and AIDS, especially if they were publicly known to be infected, may have an effect on the adolescents. It may damage their self-esteem and give them negative sense of self-worth. They may experience stress due to the loss of their parents, which may lead to depression, which is very harmful to an adolescent's health.
Now I fully understand the different changes that occurs during this stage of adolescence and the effects that come with, as well as how the factors such as HIV and AIDS may have an effect on the development of an adolescent. I am very thankful that I came to you, Miss. Could learn what was going on with me.
I'm happy you learned, my dear. You should always feel free to come and ask of any changes you may be feeling or experience, or things that you don't understand, okay? And please don't forget to share this knowledge with other learners as well. Before we end our lesson for today, here's an activity for you. Define adolescence. Give changes that may occur in boys and girls during the stage of adolescence. Give 2 points each. How does HIV and AIDS affect the development of adolescence? To repeat, define adolescence. Give changes that may occur in boys and girls during the stage of adolescence. Give 2 points each. How does HIV and AIDS affect the development of adolescence? And this brings us to the end of our program. Until next time, take care.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.